Lynn! Can you hear me? Lynn! It was my husband, Mike, calling my name. Where is this? What in the world? It's a hospital. Don't worry. You're going to be okay now, Mike whispered, holding my hand tightly. Were you back home? What about your job? Mike had been working away from home due to his job. Dummy! Your health is more important than me right now, Mike said sternly, his face a mixture of sadness and anger. When I got home, I found you collapsed. I called an ambulance right away. As I listened to Mike, fragments of memory started coming back to me. That's right, I had been feeling unwell and had been bedridden at home. I'm sorry. I wasn't there for you, Mike continued, telling me about what happened before he found me. Mike had just finished a big project at work and decided to call me, but he got suspicious when I didn't answer the phone. I had a strange feeling in my chest. So I decided to leave in a hurry. When I got home, Joseph was weeding the garden. I thought he was just pulling out weeds and praised him, but then Mike's expression darkened. When I tried to help Joseph by putting the weeds into a trash bag, he said, "Don't throw those away, Mom asked me to pick them for Grandma." Joseph said that. I was shocked, unable to continue speaking. Our 4-year-old grandson had responded to his grandfather with such words. Even when I told him to stop, Joseph kept picking the weeds, saying, "I'm going to save Grandma I love." To think such an innocent child was made to do that. Mike's clenched fist was trembling as he held back tears. My name is Lynn, a 53-year-old homemaker. Our only son, Richard, had moved out when he started working, and I lived with my husband, Mike. I missed Richard, but he made sure to call us once a week, which helped ease the loneliness a bit. A few years after he started working, Richard came home. He was with a woman his age, Anna. She greeted us and said, "I'm Anna. I'm dating Richard." Seeing Anna's graceful smile, I knew Richard had met a wonderful woman. A year later, they got married. Richard moved out of his apartment and into one right across from our house with Anna. Initially, Anna didn't talk much. Was she shy, or had she been told not to speak too freely as a daughter-in-law? Whenever she and Richard visited us, she would silently help with serving tea and cooking, rarely initiating conversation. "Anna, you're family now. Feel free to say whatever you want. Don't be so formal." "Thank you, Mom." Having no daughters of my own, I was delighted to have a daughter-in-law like Anna. Can you believe it? It's almost funny. That's so true. I might get a stomachache from laughing too hard. Oh, but we can't share this story with the men, can we? Then it's our little secret among women. By initiating conversations repeatedly, Anna gradually started to open up to me. The following year, Anna gave birth to Joseph, their first child. It's not fair, Lynn. If I didn't have to work, I could see my grandson anytime, Mike would say, jealous that I could see Joseph whenever I wanted. I understand. So, I'll cherish Joseph enough for both of us. All right. Grandpa here will work his butt off for his grandson, without a single complaint. Saying this, Mike left for work with a wry smile. After finishing my housework, I looked forward to dashing over to my son and daughter-in-law's apartment. "Anna, everything okay? Need any help with anything?" "No, Mom. I'm really grateful for all the help you give me." Anna's parents lived far away and only called occasionally, so I hoped to alleviate some of her mental and physical burdens in their stead. A few years passed, and as Joseph started attending preschool, I found myself a bit bored without my grandson around. Maybe I should chat with Anna to kill some time? Thinking this, I took some tea snacks I'd received as a travel souvenir from a friend and headed over to my son's apartment. But there was no response from Anna at the intercom, and I couldn't sense anyone inside. I wondered if Anna was out again today. Lately, she had been away from home more often. It was during the hours when Joseph was not home, and she wasn't bothering anyone, but it was a bit lonely not having someone to talk to. I decided to do some shopping first and then return home. In the afternoon, hearing Joseph singing, I opened the window and saw Anna and Joseph returning from preschool. Perfect timing, I'll give Joseph some snacks. I took the tea snacks and headed over to the opposite apartment again. Just then, Anna came out of the entrance hall on the first floor. Sorry, Mom. I'm in a hurry, she said, leaving quickly before I could even start a conversation. Joseph. Where did Mom go? Joseph shook his head and answered, I don't know. I wondered if something had happened to Anna's parents. Realizing I was thinking negatively, I shook my head. As the day began to darken, Anna finally returned home. What's up, Mom? Seeing Anna act as if nothing happened, I let out a sigh of relief. It's nothing really. You just rushed out so suddenly, I got worried. I was invited out by an old school friend. Sorry about that. No, don't apologize. It was just me overthinking things. I laughed at my own needless worries. Not just that day, but Anna had started going out frequently almost every day. I wonder if Anna started a part-time job? That thought helped me convince myself to cut back on visiting my son and daughter-in-law's apartment. Around this time, my husband Mike also started working away from home due to his job. But this wasn't anything new, as Mike had often worked away since we got married. Whenever Joseph returned home, he would call me saying, Grandma, I'm lonely because Mom went out. Come and play with me. So, I never really felt alone. Soon after, my son Richard had to leave for a long business trip. I won't be back for a while, but I'm counting on you to look after Anna and Joseph, Mom. Richard always had a strong sense of responsibility. Don't worry. I'll take care of Anna and Joseph, I assured him with a smile as I saw him off. So, Anna, don't worry even though Richard is away for a while. If you have any trouble, just come to me. Anna gave a wry smile in response. There's no need for that. I can't share as much time with you as I'd need help with. Are you busy with your part-time job? I wish you had told me. Part-time job? Oh, yes, that's right. Actually, I am. Anna smiled faintly, her response seeming to hold some implication, but I didn't think much of it. Months passed. I began to fall ill more frequently. The doctor diagnosed me with a seasonal cold. Just rest at home for a while, and you'll be fine soon. The doctor assured me and prescribed some cold medicine. The doctor said it would clear up quickly, but perhaps due to my age, recovery was slow. I wished someone was at home with me. Hoping against hope, I called my son and daughter-in-law's house. After many rings, just as I was about to give up, thinking no one was there, the phone connected. Mom, what's the matter? I heard Anna's slightly irritated voice. Anna? If you're busy, it's okay. Sorry to bother you. In my dazed state, I thought I shouldn't trouble my daughter-in-law. Don't say it like that, it makes me more concerned. What's wrong? Tell me. Anna's tone was almost scolding. Well, I've caught a bad cold. But it's fine if you're busy. A cold? All right, leave it to me to take care of you, Mom. Are you sure? You seem busy with your part-time job. Didn't you ask for help? It's you who asked for help, not me. Anna raised her voice, sounding frustrated. Indeed, she was right. Asking for help and then saying don't worry about it was indeed making things more complicated. I'll do whatever I can for you. Thank you, Anna. It's comforting to have you here. About 30 minutes later, Anna came with the groceries and vitamin drinks I had requested. I really feel bad for you. You must be so busy. What are you saying now? When I hear that Mom has a cold, I'll rush over right away. It's only natural for a daughter-in-law. I'll make some chicken soup. Anna's reassuring words warmed my heart. While I was eating the steaming soup Anna had made, blowing on it to cool it down, she said, I'll step out for a bit. I'll be back soon, and hurried out. 2 or 3 hours later, Anna returned. I could smell a strong perfume on Anna, which made me feel a bit nauseous. It might be just my sense of smell being off due to the cold. Thinking this, I chose not to mention it to Anna. Despite a few days passing, my health didn't improve. In fact, I started to suffer from stomach aches and nausea more frequently each day. Mom, I thought you might get tired of the same soup every day. I've come up with a new menu. Please try this. Anna said, bringing a bowl of pale green soup. Anna helped me sit up in bed and brought a spoonful of the steaming soup to my mouth. However, I felt a surge from my stomach due to a strange, unfamiliar bitterness and grassy smell. Sorry, Anna. I appreciate you making this, but I just don't have an appetite right now. I'll eat it later. After saying that, I lay down again. Then Anna abruptly pulled off my blanket and said, "Don't talk like that, eat properly. It's bad for your health if you don't eat," and she forcefully spooned the soup into my mouth. Oh, it's hot. I grimaced as I received the intense heat in my unprotected mouth. Almost immediately, an indescribable bitterness and grassy smell passed through my nose, causing everything in my stomach to surge up and out. Ew, that's disgusting. Anna looked at what I had thrown up with a visible disgust, pinching her nose. I'm sorry, Anna. I apologized, feeling ashamed and sorry, but Anna, ruffling her hair, said, "Oh, come on," and scolded me like a child, "Clean it up yourself." Anna, what? I was taken aback by her attitude, so far from her usual gentle demeanor. Come on, hurry up and wipe it off. The smell is really strong. Ugh, I'm starting to feel nauseous. Her way of speaking had completely changed from before. After you've wiped that, eat all of this soup. And wash the dishes yourself. With that, Anna left the house. I feared she might never come back. I felt guilty for having upset the usually mild-mannered Anna by spitting out the soup she had kindly made. The next day, Anna came over, but she looked completely different from before, with no trace of the Anna I knew. Anna? What happened? That outfit. I was at a loss for words seeing Anna in flashy clothes and heavy makeup. It's none of your business. Anna replied indifferently and wouldn't listen to anything I said. Instead, she made the same grassy-smelling soup as the day before, and when I made a disgusted face, she said, "Come on, eat it all up, Auntie," and forced the porridge into my mouth. When I vomited due to the foul smell and unpleasant taste, Anna clicked her tongue and said, again, as she opened the room's glass door. The cold air rushed in, hitting my weakened body mercilessly. With a malicious grin, Anna said, "The house stinks because of what the old lady threw up. As punishment, I'm keeping this open all day," and left without closing the door. This continued daily, and instead of recovering, my health worsened day by day. The mental stress even caused my hair to fall out. I might be in real danger if this continues. Feeling a sense of crisis, I searched for my smartphone. I didn't care who, Mike or Richard, I just wanted to escape this situation. But my phone, which should have been by my pillow, was nowhere to be found. Had Anna taken it somewhere out of my reach, or hidden it? Cut off from the outside world, I couldn't muster the strength to move or speak. I was in such a state that I couldn't even ask for help from the neighbors. I couldn't even manage to go to the bathroom on my own, let alone get up. Despite noticing my suffering, Anna didn't offer a helping hand. Instead, in front of me, she would say things like, Ted? Sorry, I've got work now. Can you believe it? Some regular is insisting on seeing me. Does that old man even work during the day? Talking about things one normally wouldn't hear in everyday conversation. From Anna's talks, it became clear that she was secretly working at a so-called daytime club, keeping it hidden from us. Hey, treat me next time. I have to take care of this old lady, and it's seriously stressing me out. I need some comfort. Her voice, smooth as silk, gave me goosebumps of discomfort. Anna, what kind of person are you? Huh? What's it to you, old lady? No one's gonna come to help you anyway. You don't have long left, so just lie down and be quiet. Anna's words were callously thrown at me. My heart was filled with sadness and anger at Anna, who had stopped trying to hide her true nature. Someone, anyone, help me. I memorized the scene before me, hoping someone would come to my rescue. My consciousness began to fade. After that, it felt like I was in a bad dream. Anna's smirking face would appear, followed by intense stomach pains. How long had I been asleep? When I opened my eyes, I saw a blurry, white space. My mind went blank, staring at a point in front of me, but after a while, I realized I was looking at a ceiling. So, I was at home, sleeping? Anna had opened the door, letting in the cold air. But strangely, I didn't feel cold at all. On the contrary, I felt a bit sweaty. Lynn. Can you hear me? Lynn. In my foggy consciousness, I finally heard my husband's voice nearby. Richard. Mom's awake. Go get the doctor. Mike's voice trembled with tears, and I heard footsteps rushing out the door. Where am I? What in the world? It's a hospital. Don't worry, you'll be fine now. Mike whispered, holding my hand tightly. What happened to me? I couldn't immediately grasp what had happened to me. The first thing that came to my mind was why Mike, who was supposed to be working away from home, was here. Were you back home? What about your job? Dummy! That doesn't matter right now. What's important is your health, Mike said, showing a complex expression of sadness and anger. When I got home, I found you collapsed. So, I immediately called an ambulance. As I listened to Mike, fragments of memory began to return. That's right, I had been sick and bedridden at home. Right after that, I remembered Anna's smirking face. Anna. I tried to shout her name, but I couldn't make a sound properly because my body was so weak. I know, the doctors told me. They found an indigestible amount of grass in your stomach, some of it poisonous. Even in small amounts, it's dangerous to have so much inside you. So, that's why I wasn't getting any better. Doctors and nurses came to check on me. It's all right now, the doctor said with a relieved expression. Can you tell me what happened? I told him everything that led to me being brought here. So that's what happened. I never imagined Anna would do such a thing. I'm sorry. It's because I wasn't there for you. Me too, sorry. I never thought she'd go that far. Both Mike and Richard couldn't hide their shock. Thank you. I'm saved because you guys came. But what about your jobs? Don't make me say it again. Your health is more important right now. That's right, Mom. Then Mike told me everything that happened while I was unconscious. Mike had just finished an important job and tried calling me. But when I didn't answer, he got suspicious and contacted Richard. Richard, being busy at work, had asked Anna to check on me and call back with any updates. However, Mike wasn't convinced. I had a bad feeling, so I decided to return home. When I got home, I saw Joseph weeding the garden. I initially thought he was just pulling out weeds and praised him, but then Mike's expression darkened. I tried to help Joseph by putting the weeds he had collected into a bag, but then he said, "Don't throw those away, they're for Grandma." I was lost for words when I heard that. Joseph said that Anna instructed him to collect a lot of grass every day to improve your health, saying it was necessary to save you. Joseph did that? I was shocked and couldn't find the words to continue. I yelled at Joseph in the heat of the moment, "Why would you do such a stupid thing?" But I know it's not his fault. It was pointless to shout at him. Mike regretted having yelled at his innocent grandson emotionally. Joseph then cried even more and said, "I have to collect lots of this grass so my beloved grandma gets better quickly." He continued even when I told him to stop. I immediately rushed into the house and found you collapsed on the floor, motionless. Mike then recalled the state of the room when he found me, grimacing. It was awful. The moment I opened the front door, a strong foul smell hit my nose, and I almost threw up. There was garbage everywhere, and flies were buzzing around. Moreover, despite it being the middle of winter, there was no heating on. When I entered the room, the glass door was wide open, letting in a cold breeze. "Were you in that place all this time?" Mike looked at me in disbelief. I slowly nodded and replied, "Yes." Anna was standing there, dumbstruck. I didn't recognize her at first because she looked different from her usual attire and makeup. "Anyway, I couldn't just leave you unconscious. You probably hadn't been given enough food or water. You were quite weakened." Mike's response after that was swift. He immediately called for an ambulance and the police. Mike called the police because he mistook the woman standing by, Anna, as an intruder, not recognizing her. Anna was taken away by the police who arrived, and Mike was also asked to accompany them for questioning. He informed Richard and told him to come back as soon as possible. The interrogation felt like it took forever. "I wanted to be by your side as soon as possible. Once released by the police and rushing to the hospital, you were still unconscious. Even I, an atheist, prayed this time. I realized I can't live without you." Later, Richard arrived at the hospital with Joseph. When I explained the situation to Richard, Joseph said, "The one who was taken away was my mom." That's when I first realized that woman was Anna. After narrating the events, Mike took a deep breath to calm his excitement. "We're going back home now. Joseph needs to eat, and we want to investigate what Anna was up to. It's a family matter, and we can't leave it to the police alone." "Investigate? How?" I asked, feeling an indescribable anxiety. "Of course, I plan to turn Anna over to the police. Putting poisonous grass in food is a serious crime. If you file a complaint, the police will surely act." "No, we can't do that." I hurriedly calmed my agitated husband. "Why stop me? You're the victim. This isn't something we can handle alone. The police need to intervene and conduct a proper investigation. Even so, no. If we do that, the child, Joseph." Mentioning our grandson, even Mike was at a loss for words. Even though Joseph was unaware, he had been instructed by his mother to assist in a crime. Even if he doesn't understand now, eventually, when he grows up, he'll surely suffer. I couldn't bear to see Joseph tormented by guilt. "So please, for his sake, let's not make a big deal out of this." "If you say so." A week later, my health started to improve slightly. I was scheduled for another police interview. "You're not filing a complaint, correct? However, as we suspect a crime, we will continue the investigation. But it's likely the prosecutor might not press charges." The detective seemed unenthusiastic but acknowledged my wishes. As the detective left, Anna's parents, living far away, entered my hospital room with a lawyer. I thought they were here to apologize on Anna's behalf. "I'm sorry for what our daughter has done, but isn't the cause of this situation partly your fault?" Anna's mother, Sophia, looked down at me coldly. "What do you mean? I am the victim." When I protested and asked for clarification, Anna's father, Tom, also chimed in. "Victim? Put your hand on your heart and think about it. Didn't this all start because you mentally cornered our daughter, Anna?" "Me, mentally corner Anna? Where did you get such an idea?" I was speechless at the parents' claims. Anna has explained her motives. According to her, the cause lies in your mistreatment of her as your daughter-in-law. If that's true, we can't solely blame Anna for this. The accompanying lawyer stated matter-of-factly. "What? What are you talking about? My wife is the victim here." Even the usually calm Mike was indignant. "Initially, it was a mistake for her to marry your son, Richard. He doesn't work but always goes out and has a terrible spending habit, as we heard from Anna." Sophia glared at me and my husband with lifted eyebrows. "Anna said that? This is completely new to us. Anna doesn't lie. As proof, she borrowed money from us every month. She was so desperate for living expenses that she couldn't even feed Joseph, crying about it." Sophia was furious, but I felt more composed, considering my options. "If that's the approach you're taking, then I have my own thoughts on the matter. I decided to remain silent until they left, as I didn't want to argue in the hospital room. Another week passed. "Congratulations, Mom. You'll be discharged soon," Richard said, and Joseph, who was beside him, started to cry. "Grandma, I'm sorry. I wanted you to get better quickly, so I did as Mom said and collected lots of grass. I'm sorry for doing something bad to you." "Joseph, you did nothing wrong. You were thinking of Grandma, right? Then smile. Grandma gets more energy seeing you smile than seeing you cry." I sat up and hugged Joseph tightly as he sobbed. Joseph still didn't fully understand what he had done. But one day he would realize it. I decided to be there for him and protect his heart when that day comes. "By the way, Mom, I had a private investigator look into Anna, as you asked," Richard said, looking downcast. The report revealed that Anna had secretly accumulated a large debt. And she was working in the nightlife industry to pay it off. It also uncovered her relationships with several men. I took the report to the lawyer. "I've decided to divorce her." Hearing this, I could only nod in agreement. That's unavoidable. The next day, Anna's parents appeared again. "Lynn, we don't know how to apologize for this." With those words, they suddenly knelt before me. After all the lies were exposed, and there was no escape, Anna confessed everything to her parents and lawyer. According to Anna, she started wanting time and money to enjoy herself right after Joseph was born. Unable to leave her newborn son, she reluctantly played the roles of a good wife and good mother. But when Joseph started preschool and she had more free time, Anna began to play around as if her tag had been lifted. She quickly ran out of money due to buying luxury items and taking day trips. Initially, she got living expenses from Richard, but soon spent it all and resorted to credit cards and loans. Eventually, she needed money to pay off these debts, which led her to work in the daytime club. There, Anna found a new source of joy. Male customers saw her not as a mother but as a woman, giving her the release she craved from the responsibilities of motherhood. Driven by the desire to escape, even if just for a moment, Anna started having relationships with multiple men. Then Richard had to leave for a long business trip. Anna saw this as the perfect opportunity, leaving Joseph with me to spend her days with men and eagerly working at the club at night. However, when I fell ill, her plans fell apart. Just when she thought she was free from childcare and had some freedom, she had to take care of me, and this stress eventually turned into anger towards me. If I was such a bother, she shouldn't have offered to take care of me. It was Anna who insisted on doing it. I wondered about this. Then, her father, Tom, reluctantly echoed Anna's words. "She said she had to at least pretend to take care of you, otherwise she feared being labeled as a bad daughter-in-law later. Lynn, I deeply apologize for our daughter's unforgivable actions and for believing her side of the story and blaming you unjustly." Sophia apologized again. The police investigation continued, but no arrest was made since I didn't file a complaint. Following the revelation of Anna's infidelity, Richard decided to divorce her. They settled on Richard not taking responsibility for Anna's debts in exchange for not receiving child support and alimony. The total amount of alimony increased significantly when multiple affairs were discovered through the private investigator's report. 1 month after the incident, I finally returned home fully recovered. Mike, taking the incident to heart, said, "I won't make you feel lonely ever again," and retired early from his job. "Maybe we can tend a garden together, live a peaceful life. That wouldn't be bad at all." Mike became more proactive in helping around the house. "Grandma, I'm here. I'll be staying with you from today," Joseph exclaimed, arriving with his backpack, hand in hand with Richard. "Well done. I'm looking forward to living together." Richard and Joseph moved in, and our home became livelier than ever. "Grandma, let's play together." "Yes, what shall we do today?" Holding my energetic grandson's hand, I felt an immense joy.